Shutterworth.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for tonight, Patscorpio, the New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do? Shutterworth da Gawd, LB Lauderdale boss, Soul Boss creator, ringgangradio.com in the building.
Ring Gang in the house, yes sir. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey yo, what up? You know what this is, your boy King P, Bodega Box in the building. Let's get it. Feeling like prime time today. Hopefully nobody tries to corralize me today. Hold me back all day.
Oh man.
But if you the truth, you just still gotta put cats away. That's if you
Almost
wanna
did.
run and play.
Almost did. Fucking, you can only so long fake thugs can hold.
You said he almost did, but fall asleep I almost did, and I don't care. Main event stole the show, rightfully so. Undercard trash.
LB was not a fan of the Fox card, the PVC offering. Yeah, because we've talked about that before, but yeah, that shit was just like...
They've been on a little roll with the Fox cards lately, if you think about it. I think this was the first real hiccup.
Yeah, there's more than, besides, there was other types of hiccups, we had the main event.
Yeah, the upset.
We had a career mode glitch,
a real one.
Yeah, facts.
Oh, console shut off. The memory card got erased. Like, damn it. Somebody else started playing over your game. I ain't gonna lie, that's like the worst feeling. I had that shit happen to me before.
I had that shit when I was playing Tekken before. And like I remember who did I get? I think it was either Tekken or Tekken 2, and I managed to get like the kangaroo.
Got all the characters?
Yeah, I managed to get the goddamn kangaroo. And I was just, oh shit, this is the shit right there. Because I think you have to win a fight in a certain way. I was like, man, that's
actually my favorite one, Tekken 2.
Yeah,
Tekken 2 fucking classic.
Yeah,
I started tooting out after fucking Tekken Tag. Like after that,
Tekken Tag was dope shit, nigga. I still play on the Tekken.
I said after Tekken Tag, like the ones after that. That was
what's that one? I think Tekken 4 was like the weakest one. I think Tekken 2 and Tekken 5 was like the best.
Yeah, I remember I was washing niggas in Tekken 2, like easy, like that was my shit. I remember in college too, like the RA had like a tournament in there. I washed niggas in there. I got like $200 for doing it. That shit was like that was my shit. I haven't touched that game in such a while. I should.
Tekken 7 go hard. Fuck all that.
Shit, right now the only video game system that I have right now is a 64. But I would gladly buy a PS4 or whatever just to play Tekken again, play all that shit, play a new version of Tekken.
They got so many fucking characters in that shit. Like nigga, I be using Geese Howard. I feel like Joe Smith.
Yeah, that game was too classic. In fact, I may actually go next week and actually take a look at PS4. It's like, do I really want one? I was like, I should probably just keep one in here with Tekken just in case. I mean, shit, I have a 64. I have a 64 in my bedroom with just the wrestling games. So I was like, it's only
no Turok, no GoldenEye, no. Like damn, you missing some classics.
Well, I mean, I have a 64 emulator, so I have more 64 games on my computer that I can play.
Oh,
and
word.
Yeah, and I have the adapter. That's that IT shit right there. That's that Radio Shack shit.
This nigga, he a fucking Whoever's the science guy of any crime fighting unit, that's this nigga right here.
Yes, sir.
He the computers. He Ludacris so Fast and Furious. just bigger, like he looked like he could like the size of the Rock, but do all the shit Ludacris do.
Yeah, except I'm dark skinned too, and I have
I could actually start throwing people and putting people in the action scenes and shit. But fuck it, we didn't hit the whole retro. Niggas is like, hold on, this is a video game chat. Like, what is this like?
Yeah, like I said, video games and boxing, everything what we talk about that's not boxing and boxing, they still go hand in hand. It all comes back to boxing.
Yeah, like whoever listening, if you can make moves, y'all niggas need to get us another fight night.
Word, exactly. That's
I'm not gonna hold my breath for that one. We'll get that stupid shit before we get fight night.
Yeah, we'll get another UFC
the belts
game.
at 154, or we'll exchange hands 2 more times before that happens.
No, more like 5 more times.
5 more times. Like, damn, we should have fight night 17 by now.
Right? Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Boxing video games, I just don't understand the controversy or the politics behind it. But they can make all these shitty ass UFC games.
You know why? Because they don't want to. Because with boxing, you have to pay all those boxers their fucking
they do
for their fee for licensing. Like the fuck. Like with UFC, I don't think you have to do that because you just have to pay UFC.
The company.
Yeah, you just pay UFC. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of those boxers want too much money. You know what I'm saying? That's why Floyd wasn't in any fucking fight nights since like the first one.
Yeah, like I mean, the last time Floyd
was in the second one too.
Yeah, Floyd. The last time Floyd was in a video game was like on a 64 or some shit like that. I don't think he's on it.
Nah.
He did not.
Hell no.
1 and 2.
He was on Fight Night 2. He was in. I remember he was in Knockout Kings.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Really?
So, he definitely
Yeah.
I gotta double check that out. Cause I could swear that this nigga had.
No, it's facts, bro. Like,
we're not bullshitting.
Yeah, nigga, I got knocked out. Yeah, I go to the room and check that shit. I get look at the roster. Like, hold on, yeah. Floyd was in there.
Either way, I never played as that nigga in any of the video games, anyways.
I did. Speak for yourself.
I did. Hell yeah. Like, shit, they had Chris Bird in the motherfucker. I had to use him.
Shit,
like,
nigga,
I mean, damn.
I was using fucking James Toney and that shit, bro.
Yeah, I used him, man.
In Fight Night 3, I was washing niggas with the fat James Toney. You had the skinny one and the fat one.
Oh, okay. And it's sad that you actually have to like say both because it's facts.
I mean, I used him at middleweight. Like at middleweight, he was raw. Like,
yeah, I used him at heavyweight. I used him at heavyweight with mixed results.
Like they messing up not having a dope boxing game right now. Like they really fumbling the bag right now.
Yeah, it's awful, man. But what are you gonna do? It's like, it's politics.
Like 12 boxers each division.
Want to be paid, all that shit.
I'll complain to EA Sports. I don't give a shit. I'll write letters every day until they fucking.
If that's the point, if they can't license nobody, just make new characters. Just as long as the gameplay is realistic and good, I ain't gonna really care. Shit.
You're not. I'm not gonna agree with all that. Like, I want actual people in the game. Like,
I mean, but look, but it's the thing. If somebody gave you Fight Night right now, repackaged everything in Fight Night, but all the characters were straight like career mode jobber, nameless people that don't exist, but you have all the styles, everything, all the arenas, all the matchups, the skills, everything about the game, and just as not real fighters. Would you take that, or would you say no? I'll wait 5 more years until you have actual boxers.
No, that shit would annoy the fuck out of that shit. That shit would be like, okay, that's that. You know what that reminds me of? Okay,
That's like Ready to Rumble.
I was gonna say.
Ready to Rumble never was realistic like that.
Yeah, no. What you're thinking, what I'm thinking of now, that always reminds me of when I was a kid. I used to play the basketball, the NBA Live. I always remember NBA Live '96. The Bulls. I always played the Bulls, and they never had Jordan in that game, but they had him, but they didn't have him. They would call him guard. Yeah, like they never actually had his fucking name. Like
they put him into NBA Live 2000.
Yeah.
And that shit was fire.
The point of these boxing games is to play with make fights like as if it was a real fight. Like I want to play.
Yeah, because you only want to play so bad because these dudes ain't fighting each other in real life.
Exactly.
Facts.
If you remove that out of the damn equation, I just want me a fucking realistic boxing game. Like I don't care who's in it. Like if it's a choice between, I can give you a realistic boxing game, but it's gonna be some no names. It'll have a dope story mode, career mode, franchise mode, whatever the fuck you want. I'll take that over not getting anything.
Facts.
I mean, like you gonna tell me like, don't tell me a guy like Tevin Farmer's gonna want what $2 million to get in a video game or some shit. Like,
yeah, nah, fuck all that.
Is that what's holding it up? Like, are you gonna have people who have a main event on pay-per-view asking for an arm and a leg?
Niggas should just be humble, and that niggas actually want to put them in the video game so they can play them. But like I said, this is the age of Aquarius shit right here. Niggas want to get paid, man.
I mean, I ain't doubting that, but it's like I look at it like, man, like you could get paid and do it for the culture too. And I'm not saying get 10 racks in a damn brown paper bag and call it a day. Like, cause somebody will comment and be like, man, you hating, you don't want to see nobody get money. I'm like, no, I want to play a fucking video game, dude.
Right?
Yeah, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, suitcase money is fine. Like, y'all could get the little 50K, 500K, in the suitcase on some Don King shit. You know what I mean? I ain't saying that, okay, give them 5 racks and a gas card or some shit. Like,
facts. Yeah, just give us a goddamn boxing video game.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's gonna be so many generations of boxers skip by the time we get a game.
Yeah.
Like, who's gonna want to use some of the fighters they're gonna have by then?
Yeah.
I want to use like from 2013 till 2019 or some shit, or 2011 to 2017. Like,
word.
You get a game there in 24. Nigga, I don't care about using Spence then, bro. Like, my Mungia would probably be just retiring and shit. Like, come on.
Yeah, not even getting a chance to use Triple G in the game.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, it's like he get put on late in real life and in the game. Like,
yeah.
Even the game ducked him.
Oh man, yeah. Like I said, man, we go up on everything we talk about. It's always boxing related. Even if we're not talking directly about boxing, it's always boxing related, man. And it all stemmed from last week's Fox card. So I mean, this segues into now. I mean, now that card was a little bit had more surprises than most. We have another Fox card coming up on Saturday. Of course, the main event will be the return of Danny Swift Garcia, in which he'll be facing Ivan Redcash in the main event. Ooh. And notice the ooh, the sound of my ooh in that. It's
hating.
Yeah, some call it hating, others call it realism. Just keeping it real, like I always do. But we'll talk about that.
In the scorecards.
Yeah, we'll talk about that fight shortly. But this card is a triple header, and the opener itself might actually be the best fight, at least competitive wise, on the actual damn card. In the opener, we have one of PBC's prospects, Stephen Fulton, alias Cool Boy Steph. He will be facing another prospect. They're both undefeated, Arnold Kagai, in it's supposed to be a WBO Super Bantamweight Eliminator. That's, of course, that's held by Emmanuel Navarrete, conqueror of Isaac Dogbe. This fight's interesting, like I said, because the undefeated prospects, and PBC is starting to put the push behind Fulton on this. So this is going to be a significant step up fight. Kagai is your typical Asian Ukrainian fighter, so he can fight. He's tough. The dude is 16-0 with 1 draw with 10 knockouts. So I mean, this is a pretty good young prospect type of fight. I will say this, like I said, I mean, I'll be surprised if this fight does not steal the show. I mean, if it shits the bed, well, sometimes it just bees like that. But
I think this card be entertaining for PBC.
Right,
it's gonna be like last week.
Yeah, I mean, this opener is not like the fucking Joey Spencer one where Joey Spencer was tentative to move in on a cat and only had 1 career knockout. I mean. Yeah.
Honestly, I never saw the hype with Joey Spencer, bro. I just don't.
Neither have I. But the thing is, though, he's 19 years old, so
he's okay. He's okay. He's not anything. Nothing about him is mind blowing. I don't know.
The thing with Joey Spencer though is, I think that they're pushing him, and he's flawed. Like Joey Spencer should be developing off TV. Like he should be in the dark matches.
Yeah, I feel like he's the stage version of Josh Kelly.
Yeah, except his head is like more like squared up and everything like that. And I have a feeling that and I like this term, some free-handed Mexican will eventually knock him out. Sooner or later.
Free-handed.
I remember when I read that shit, free-handed. I swear I laughed so hard. And I was like, and after I finished laughing, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna use that term, free-handed. Because honestly, that's how I feel. I mean, Joey Spencer is probably, unless he drastically.
I mean, he's okay, but for the hype, nowhere near the hype.
Nowhere, not at all. Not at all.
Especially when you compare other guys from the past, other prospects in the past, and the hype they were getting, and it's you could see it at least. I just don't see it.
Yeah, no, because I mean, they have him in high-profile spots, but he's not developing. I don't think he's not even improving.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is when guys like Gary Russell Jr., Abner Perez, even fucking what's this guy? I'll even say JoJo Diaz. Even when they were coming up as prospects, to me they've all looked more impressive than Joey Spencer.
They did.
I'm talking about come up, first 10 fights types, first 5, 6, 10 fights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Joey Spencer has had about 10 fights already, and it's just I'm just looking. Yeah, he gets his stoppages, but like I said, there's nothing about him that screams special. To me, he's like a lower version of Joe Macy.
Nah, I ain't gonna say all that.
Nigga, I'm gonna say all that shit.
Damn, it's dude, I know I be saying shit, but then Pat just go and say, you know what, fucking lower the bar. And the ground cracks, and it's like the bar get lowered hard. He said Joe Messi.
Yeah, but
he got more flair to his style. Joe Messi, he was a plotter, power puncher, decent jab, slow feet.
Very much.
I mean, his peak in his career was the Night of the Heavyweight card on HBO.
Yeah, that shit had me so pissed. The
guy who scores the early round KO gets shitted on out of everybody.
Yeah.
Only boxing fans. More people complain about Joe Messi.
Well, I mean, yeah, because as we all know, the white American heavyweight is gold in boxing. It's pure gold. Like, I mean, there's no marketable fighter in the world than a white American heavyweight. And that motherfucker got all the hype in the world.
Yeah.
And then
that was the one night where it actually okay, it was like you gotta hype this. He had the most dangerous fight and the best performance out the whole night.
Doesn't mean I have to like it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I like that shit was.
But yo, hold on. First things first. Wait. That just shows you how trash his card is. It's like we're all over the place. We can't focus on these Swift niggas for shit.
Yeah, but I will say that, like I said though, do not sleep on the opener of Fulton Kagai, Arnold Kagai. Like that may actually steal the show. And I am sure that this opener will probably be better than last week's opener. Now for the rest of the card, I'm not sure we can say that.
You'll see one-sided jobber stoppages. I feel like we'll get.
Yeah, I mean this one. I mean the co-main is Jarrett Swift Hurd, making his appearance after losing his belts to now former champion Julian J. Rock Williams, and he's in the ring with Francisco Santana. This is a absolute mismatch on paper, as Francisco Santana. Now, obviously, if you visit our Instagram, I posted a very nice video of one of his highlight reel knockouts, and it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, it's brutal as fuck.
Yeah, but the unfortunate thing with Santana is he's mostly, although he has fought at 154, he's mostly operated at welterweight in the last couple of years. I mean, since 2014-ish, 2013-ish. And he does have some good victories. I mean, he was a prospect at one time. I mean, he had victories over Freddie Hernandez, Joaquin Alcine, people, and then even Felix Diaz. That was an upset, though, of course. Yeah. Dude is pretty much been hot and cold. He's lost to Saddam Ali. He's lost to Abel Ramos. He was KO'd by fucking Kareem Mayfield years ago.
Yeah. Wow, Kareem Mayfield. That's a name you don't hear no more.
However, Francisco Santana also fought J-Rock too and drew with him. So that's
man, it's like nobody can have their head above the water at 154.
Yeah, he drew with him, and it was
this is the most level playing field division in the world.
Exactly, and that fight was a unanimous draw too. That's a rarity in itself.
Shit. Like BBC broke the space-time draw continuum on that one.
Yeah, 154 is very the parody is off the chain there. So Francisco Santana, I mean, it depends. I mean, I expect Hurd to win, but Hurd's boxing, it depends on what improvements he's made after the J-Rock beating. Because like I said, I mean, J-Rock is currently disposed, and it was kind of alarming that Rosario was able to knock out J-Rock, but Hurd, who's a bigger fighter, was not able to do so. So it's
different type of puncher.
Yeah, that may be so, but I would expect someone who unified a couple of belts from tough fighters to at least be able to do something, not to get almost a one-sided ass whooping, So,
hey, point taken.
Yeah, it was that was some other shit right there. So yeah, now what do we have for Francisco Santana? I mean, at best he's a live dog. I mean, depending what Hurd has learned in his time off. We can see. I mean, if it's competitive, then it'll be one of those things that we're gonna be like, "What the hell's going on with Jarrett Hurd?"
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Hurd. I mean, to me, like I said, Hurd right now is like he can't afford to look bad against people, against someone that he's supposed to beat like handily. Like, I mean, I remember too. I called it out like when he came back from the shoulder surgery when that British jobber Wellborn was putting hands on him, and people were in denial about that shit because Hurd put him away eventually. You know. And I was like,
we were trying to give him a pass because of the surgery and everything, but he still got touched up a little bit too much.
Yeah, he did. He sure did. I was thinking because I was in the theater with P. We were watching that shit, and I'm just like, you know, Hurd looks like trash, like serious trash. And that jobber didn't even have a lot of power, but he was bullying Hurd around the ring and hurting him. So it was just like. And I'm hoping that I don't get those type of vibes from Santana, but Santana will come to fight though. That's for one thing. I mean,
to be fair, that was against a middleweight. So I mean, the guy was coming. That I forgot the guy's name, because I remember that he was coming from middleweight on down to 154 to fight Hurd and was pushing him around. He was a naturally bigger guy. Santana's not a naturally bigger guy. I don't see that happen.
No, he's not. I mean, Santana is like I say, he's a welterweight that's dabbled at 154.
Hold on, but Hurd was still bigger than this Englishman.
Yeah.
Who was supposed to be naturally bigger, like.
Yeah, and I was saying to myself like that's a problem. And then of course, like I said, Hurd goes on to lose his belts, you know, from a smaller fighter, a smaller or more natural 154 fighter. So it's.
Yeah, because I don't think J-Rock is like a natural 154. I don't think he's a small 154. I don't think he's a big, he's a pure 154 type of fighter. Like I can't see J-Rock going above 160.
Agreed.
I don't know. His chin won't allow it.
Not with that. I was gonna say not with that chin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely not with that chin.
Yeah, so I mean, it is unfortunate too. I mean, like I said, 154 is what it is, and Hurd will have a chance. And honestly, I thought, I mean, first there was a lot of things. I mean, Hurd was supposed to get he had the right to exercise a rematch clause, but he didn't want to. And then he sees that goes up and goes up in smoke. And then you hear rumors that he's going to 160 as he should, because first of all, I never understood how he actually made 154. Like, dude used to come under 154. It's just like, how?
And he already got names at 154. Like, I felt like he should just go at 160 and they should make a damn the big Charlo fight or something. Like,
yeah,
that would easily be like one of the best fights of the year and one of the biggest events PBC could make. For the
right.
I guess the roster that's not bubbling.
Yeah, I mean, because the 160 at PBC and the PBC side needs a boost, and I mean between that and then Derevyanchenko, who I just read today, the WBC pushed him as the #1 contender. For what I don't fucking know and why they want to do that, but he's #1. He's the #1 contender now for Charlo's belt.
Why is this guy?
Damn, hold on. So he lose a fight and he's still #1 contender for another no eliminator. I don't mind the matchup, but I'm just saying.
This is the same shit that happened with the Jacob shit with the IBF. How the IBF just fucking had him leapfrog all the way to the fucking top after losing. Now the WBC's doing it. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, well, technically, he did. I mean, Derevyanchenko did have a fight in between Jacobs and Triple G. And
One fight, and that okay.
And that fight was close.
And that fight was funny. And Derevyanchenko didn't even look good in that fight. He rose to the occasion for Jacobs and Triple G, but he got schooled by Colt, especially in the last half of the fight.
Derevyanchenko must have something on these fucking organizations that we don't know about, that they keep fucking leapfrogging him all the way to the top. He got
some 154 in him. That's what it is.
Yeah, honestly, if Derevyanchenko actually dropped the division, he'd probably pick up a belt.
Yeah, because he'll give all the top guys hard fights, but then he kind of struggles against the guys on his level. Because I know Styles make fights, but damn, like the Koke fight was kind of.
Yeah, the Koke fight, I raised an eyebrow because Koke gave Jarrett more trouble than Jacobs and Triple G did, which is kind of odd. And that made me. The only question I had, I remember, especially when I asked this after the Triple G fight, is like, what does Jack Koke really have as a fighter? Because I mean, he gave Andre trouble too.
He hurts people. Like he hurt Andre late.
Yeah.
I don't think he gave Andre like a hard fight, but it was a tough fight, like solid, you know, as far as like the effort and shit. But round wise, I thought, you know, Andre beat him clear, like 116, 112 type of shit.
Yeah. You know, and it's like, and yeah, Jarrett should not. I mean, personally, I think he needs a soft touch because I mean, there's no way that you can take that type of beating from Triple G and think you're gonna go in the ring with Jamal Charlo and think you're gonna do something. You know, but yeah, middleweight, but Hurd will be a welcome addition to that in there. So I mean, but hey, if he wants to fuck around with 154, so be it. He just has to make sure that the Santana fight should not be fairly competitive. Should not be equal if Hurd is really the goods.
Yeah. Let's just predictions. 5th round KO.
I will go with that too as well. 5th, Hurd gets him out of there by 5.
I'll say 7.
Ooh,
the God number. I see you there. You know, you're on your divine shit. I see you with that. You know, picking the number 7. So yeah, like I said, Hurd, you better do this. Like if Hurd goes down from Santana, then I'm gonna immediately I'll be like, this nigga's in trouble. Like, you know, this nigga ain't gonna be no 154 champion again or anything like that.
Have to go to 160 unless you want to, you know, keep playing hot potato at 154.
Right, exactly.
And all these dudes look like, I mean, most of these dudes look like they could make one. They should be 160 anyway.
Or 168. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, I mean, it should we hope at least it's like entertaining enough where it's a knockout and then move about
referee stoppage fuckery.
Yeah, and then you move on, But Santana's only been knocked out once though, so he is pretty durable. He's only been knocked out once, so I mean,
we'll see. Hopefully we
let's see if he gets the Jason Voorhees special.
Yeah. And we throw the kitchen sink at you only for you to throw it back at me and keep throwing it back at me until I just can't move anymore. Like he's already dead.
Oh man, so yeah, so Hurd, you better not fuck up on this one. And then which takes us to our main event.
The other Swift.
Yes, the other showcase fight, which is what it is.
One Swift at a time.
You said the other showcase fight. Damn.
The other showcase fight. We have Danny Swift Garcia facing as Ivan Redcash. Now, this fight originally was supposed to face Errol Spence. Obviously, this fight was already signed and everything until Errol Spence, decided to break some laws and end up in a situation where his career is now on pause right now as he's trying to pick up the shattered pieces of his life, professional and personal and whatnot.
I mean, hold on, you do that at the club?
Yeah,
you pick up the pieces at the club, yo.
Yeah, I mean, apparently, dude, I saw some stuff on social media. Dude is still out there getting lit.
No. That's an old video I heard. That's not recent.
Still not a good look, man.
Yeah. But I could be wrong. But from what I've heard, that's an old video. It's not new. So I'll pump the brakes there.
Well, either way,
either way.
Yeah, either way, it was the tomfoolery that killed the fight for Danny Swift again. So,
and we're blaming him now. We're blaming Danny now when it's not his fault. Like, fuck, he gets a bad break this time.
Because the thing is, it's like, we feel like you could still get a better fight if you're still trying to do a in between fight, you know, you just had Granados, which was a decent fight. Red Cash is a step back. Like
It
honestly,
really is.
It really is, and I'm just looking at it like, even if you put on the casual glasses, if I just seen Danny Garcia have one of his best performances in years against Granados, then, you know, a guy who had a puncher's chance at least, you know, what are we gonna see with him go against a guy who doesn't really even have a puncher's chance?
Well, Red Cash does have a puncher's chance. I mean, Red Cash, and the reason why Red Cash got pushed to this spot is he scored an upset KO.
Because you KO
one Devin Alexander.
A disinterested, non-training, fucked over, don't nobody care about Devin Alexander. I'm not gonna give you a puncher's chance.
Yeah,
if this fight was at 140, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and it's my thing too. Because in that fight, Devin also blew weight. I mean, dude, he blew weight by like 4 pounds. Like he was like 151 or some shit, 152, some shit like that. So yeah, I mean, and then if you've ever heard me talk about Devin Alexander on previous podcasts, you know, I every time I talk about him, I shake my head because I was a fan of Devin Alexander as he was coming up. When, you know, I thought dude had talent. Dude had that next level talent, and he had victories for that. You know,
he even got the Floyd Mayweather cosign.
Exactly. You know, and then somewhere around the line, dude started going.
Timothy Bradley happened. That's what happened.
Well, even before that, like he had a fight before with Kotelnik that started showing chinks in his armor a little bit. Yeah. You know, and this was after his career best victory against Juan Urango.
No, I got you. That was not the best fight. Not his best performance,
but it didn't hurt his stock too much.
I didn't think it hurt his stock. No, yeah, it's just a little. But like to me, once he got his shitty performance by fucking against Bradley is what that was. There was no coming back from that.
I was so pissed at that fight.
I tried to come back in the Matisse fight.
Yeah, I mean the Matisse fight was that. I mean, he won.
People felt he lost that fight.
Yeah, but performance-wise, he offensively and performance-wise, he looked better than he did in the Kotelnik and Bradley fight. That's the thing. That's a takeaway too. Like at least he was out boxing Matisse in moments, and right. Yeah, he got dropped. He never ran from the dude. And he showed certain little ways you could beat Matisse. Like if you look back at that fight, like, and we gotta and honest to God, like we complaining about a guy who fought Kotelnik, Bradley, and Matisse in a row.
Yeah, and then Maidana.
Who's doing that now?
But then he also fought Maidana afterwards and Brandel Bailey. So and he beat. You know, and this is the thing about Devin Alexander that killed. Like Devin fought some unbelievably dangerous punchers and beat them, but then he loses to Tim Bradley, who's not a dangerous puncher. He loses to Sean Porter, which I couldn't believe. That was an upset to me.
But hold on, look at those two styles, man. Those swarmers,
basically,
they all wrong for Devin Alexander.
Yeah, but I thought Sean Porter was pure struggle. So I was like, oh, and I remember I was drunk coming too. I was like, I mean,
I didn't like Sean Porter back then either, but I should have seen it coming, honestly.
And then after that, he had some horrible. Like he went downhill. Like he struggled with Soto Carras. A little bit.
He looked real bad in that.
And then he got washed by Amir Khan. And then the fucking Aaron Martinez fight, where he was high off whatever painkillers or whatever and just got battered. You know, it was just like, it was awful to watch. And then, then after that, he came back from that. He won a jobber fight, and then he got fucked in the Ortiz fight. And he got fucked again in the Berto fight.
Yep.
So it's always so much a man can take before he's like, you know what, fuck it. And then, he gets killed by Ivan Redcash.
Ooh, I'm not gonna really be on the Red Cash, he that dude for this. No.
Nah,
He won, but come on.
Ivan Redcash was once a prospect. I'm not saying he was once he was looked at as one until well, I mean, he got knocked out by fucking John Molina Jr. just a couple years ago. A faded John Molina Jr. brutally. So it's like, that, and he got schooled by Tevin Farmer, and the guy never panned out to the way he should have. So yeah, and then him actually, winning that death fight, it just means it's just leading a lamb to slaughter now against Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia should have absolutely no problems with this guy, none.
Exactly, because in all honesty, if everything would have moved right at PBC, this fight would have been Danny Garcia versus Devin Alexander.
Yeah, and that would have been a better fight, and that would have. Because if you've ever heard talk about Danny Garcia, I'm not a fan of Danny Garcia, to put it lightly.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
we know,
really?
we know. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Imagine that,
Yeah, imagine that. The guy has his opponent up, by four rounds before the fight even starts every time. But yeah, shocking that he's not a fan of Danny Garcia.
I know it's incredible that I'm not. It's incredulous, all that stuff, man. But yes, and I disagree with how Danny has moved in his career, especially after the Matisse win. But in this case, I can't blame him because, like I said, it wasn't like Redcash was the first opponent. If it was the first one, I'd be shitting on this shit right now. I'd be like raw as fuck right now and tell you like fuck Swift.
Nigga, you already shit on this shit.
I know, but I know because people was like, well, Jamal James, you had other names that
Yeah. Like
even the Ugas would have been a good fight, but people are like, well, you don't want to ruin a potential super fight. But I look at it like, damn, if these guys are as good as they say they are, just fight these guys. Like,
right. Yeah, this is the problem that the PBC welterweight division has. There's not a lot of that. I think they got the mega fights thing down. They started getting that down. But when it comes to letting the prospects do their thing, it's still a whole bunch of roundabouts.
Yeah, the prospects and not necessarily your prospects. They don't know how to move the mid tier guys. They don't know how to build the mid tier guys and make them like viable B sides to their A sides.
Exactly.
Like Granados, that was a solid win, solid fight for Danny. Like, he shouldn't have a Redcash fight right now. He should be moving on to something. Even if they could even did another they could have did somebody that was on Granados level. If they was like, we don't want somebody too good, but at least give him a puncher's chance. Like, damn,
right,
get some danger and some threat into the fight. Like,
yeah.
Even with the other Swift, Francisco Santana, that's a career mode fight, but he's so hot and cold. You're like, the cheat code might show up this time, or
right.
But it's like I don't see Redcash doing anything. It's not like he's a former good fighter. It's not like Brandon Rios, where Rios could at least dial back it. Mm-hmm. And go from within and bring forth one last good effort.
Right.
Yeah, it's like I don't know where Redcash is gonna draw any of that from. Solid fighter, but just not
the type of person. I mean, not the type of person that we expect or Danny should even be facing. But God forbid he actually does pull this off. I mean, of course. I mean, I'll probably if he legit pulls it off. Of course, you guys will not hear the end of it.
I don't see Danny losing to this fight. Like this would be a bigger upset than the J-Rock Rosario.
Facts.
Like this upset, you're like, this is just wow. Like this would really be like, if it's a decision, it's wow. If it's a knockout, good lord, shit.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a decision, like I said, I mean, Red Cash has only been stopped once. So, I mean, if it's a decision, then it'll just be like, it better be a decision where Danny at least was moving his hands and actually was working toward actually winning, dominating the rounds, and not be on some bullshit like he usually is.
I mean, unless they throw out the PBC draw.
Yeah, the PBC draw, to me, I'll definitely go in if it's a legit PBC draw.
Yeah, if there's anything that's not swift by dominant, destruction, KO, whatever, it's just a bad look.
Facts, pure facts.
Fights on this level, you just have to fucking get them out of there. And show and not make excuses and not say that well the fighters nowadays have more skill, or the people from back then didn't have amateur careers, this, that, and that's why I'm not stopping them. No shit like that. If you the goods, you do good.
Exactly. So, what are we thinking in terms of method of victory for Swift and Red Cash?
Third round knockout.
The third round knockout?
Yeah, fourth round knockout.
Okay. I'm thinking 2-round knockout. I think Red Cash will get bloody at some point in the first round, and then get taken out in round 2.
I can see that. I can see all of those. Like it shouldn't even go into the 5th round.
Yeah. If it does, that means either Red Cash decided to run, or the ref was bullshitting. Or the ref allowed Red Cash to actually tie him up completely, to clinch excessively.
Corrales.
So that's basically the fights on this card. So pretty much, like I said, on paper it's not really much, but you just gotta hope that it delivers in the ring. Because in the end, that's what does matter. If they deliver the fight, if they deliver the action in the ring, then we all go home happy.
Yeah. Basically.
Oh man. So yeah, anything will be an improvement over last week's PBC card. But we will see. We will sure.
If you get 3 good fights, or good performances, I could live with it. Even though 2 of them are career mode fights.
Yeah, we just gotta hope. And we just gotta hope it's not career mode that will shake their career. That'll shake the path of their careers.
Yeah, no career mode glitches.
Yeah.
But blow into the cartridge before you put it in the game.
Facts. Oh,
my left hook ain't working. What's going on? Red Cash keeps eating and he I can't hurt him. Like, hold on. Texas King P, man, you see this shit, bro? Career mode glitch. LOL.
Yeah.
Every time you text me career mode glitch, I'm never watching, so I'm already spoiled. Like, god damn it.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even know, man. My bad. I'll stop.
Nah, it's cool. Nah, it's cool. Even when it's when I'm at a fight, I get career mode glitch before the drop even happens. Nigga Crawford gets dropped. I'm like, what kind of Circus Soleil shit is this?
That is absolutely hilarious.
Cause I be knowing when I see a career mode glitch. Like I'll call it before it even happened. Like, we set them up for this. Cause the Crawford one was perfect though. You right about that one. Cause it's like, damn, like who would say that? It did. Not too long after that, boom, he's dropped.
It was literally like 10 seconds afterwards. I see career mode glitch. I move up my head and fucking Crawford's basically dropped. I'm like, kind of sore. I think about it for a minute. I see him get dropped. I'm like, oh shit. I look back at my phone, look back up. I'm like, what kind of sorcery shit is this?
The GOAT artist, he be knowing, man. He be seeing.
Oh man.
Sometimes it's just when you see somebody land a particular punch too easy, and somebody didn't prepare to take that punch. That usually spells the career mode glitch. It just Crawford's an elite fighter. Regardless of what you think about his competition, he's an elite talent, elite fighter.
Facts.
So he still took that shit and kept about his business. J-Rock, on the other hand,
Yep.
Yeah.
you know, that's the difference. It's like he didn't have the other tools to work through the fucking glitch. You know, he kept getting hit with too many hard punches, even though he landed. Even though his opponent was there for him to hit, and he landed shots. It just the glitch is strong, man. The glitch is strong. When you get when you got that scuff mark on the CD back in the day, like you knew, like, God damn, you played a game, it's gonna start fucking up on the 4th level.
Oh man, these glitches, man, in boxing. You know, I just hope 2020 is not going to be the year of glitches.
For real.
Yeah, we're not off to a good start.
No. Oh man, but yeah, like I said, I mean, as always, we will be catching this live as we do, and because it's boxing and we are boxing niggas, and that's what we do. We watch all types of fights, including ones that are not as competitive paper as they should be, but we do it anyways.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So that's about it, folks, right? Like,
yeah,
covered everything.
Yeah, it most certainly did. LB, do we have any final thoughts?
Nah, man. Just ringgangradio.com. Get it while it's hot.
Yes, sir.
Sample Kings, Best of Sample Kings album out. Tunnel Gang on its way. Y'all just keep hitting Spotify, iTunes, Deezer, all of those streaming sites. Just keep posting, and also Ring Gang as well. Y'all know the deal.
Exactly. That's what it is. P, do we have any final thoughts?
Same shit. Ring Gang all day, every day. You already know. Follow, subscribe. Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, ringgangradio.com. Come. You already know.
Real shit.
No doubt about that. And I mean, I don't have anything that you two have not haven't already said already. But yeah, like I said, listen, comment, like, subscribe to everything that we put out, because it's fire, it's John Blaze shit. So just make sure you do that. But yeah, like I said, this ring gang shit runs deep. And we work hard to bring you the shit that you want and need. So yeah. So for myself, Patscorpio, the Legal Representative, for Shutterworth da Gawd, LB, GOAT Artist, for King P, Bodega P. This has been another, wonderful episode of Real Talk, where, as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. So until next time, peace.